Hey guys, this week on Kombativ, we're testing out a bunch of new weapons that
More new weapons!
that just arrived at the warehouse.
But before we begin, if you could just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome.
All right, how we doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day in Arizona.
It's really nice out today.
It is lovely. The Miata that everyone loves is all of its miles get put on this time of year.
But it rained a lot last week, so that was kind of difficult.
I got caught in the rain one day with it. Oh, it was brutal. And it only rains half a day a year here.
Yeah.
And it was on the way home from work. I was a little scared. You can't see anything with the top up.
All right, so we have a bunch of new weapons today. So should we just grab the first one off the
I would
top?
love to grab the first one. That's why I'm standing here.
And then, as always, there's going to be links in the description of the video so you can check out more information on each of these products.
Yes.
But without further ado, what's our first one?
Our first one is in this gray box right here.
Okay.
And this is the Stealth Switchblade Stiletto.
Nice.
Open that up for me.
Okay, so before we start, this is what? We got a vinyl case here.
We got a vinyl case. This isn't particularly thick. I think this is a little bit on the thinner side for a case.
Yeah, I don't know why I would want a case for my stiletto, though.
No,
honestly.
This is when you slip into your pocket discreetly.
Yeah.
You don't wear it on your hip like a...
But it does have a little belt loop if you wanted to, but I consider this more of like a storage case than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, but let's check this out. And while I'm taking it out, what can you tell me about stilettos?
Well, I took the time to read up on them just a little bit. These first showed up on the scene in the 50s in Italy, and it was an Italian youth gangs that made them popular.
But then they got really popular due to pop culture, movies like The Godfather and stuff. And the problem is it's kind of like the nunchuck effect.
The nunchuck effect. Here's the nunchuck effect, guys. No one has ever in the history of the world been robbed with a pair of nunchucks, but boy, are they illegal.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible someone's been robbed.
It's possible. I've never heard of it.
But it's kind of the same thing with the stilettos is they got so much popularity in these movies and it made them look so dangerous that they started making them illegal everywhere.
Well, this one looks pretty dangerous to me as far as stilettos go.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool. They've got that spear point style blade that makes them really good for stabbing.
But look at the size of this thing.
Yeah, it's a really long blade. How long is this blade? Let's measure this sucker.
Measure it. We got a tape measure right here for
Okay,
this.
so the blade, the sharp portion of the blade is approximately 5 inches.
And then the portion that the police are going to measure when they're accusing you.
Probably 6 inches.
6
The
inches.
whole thing is 13 inches.
That's huge.
This is a big knife.
That knife is going to leave an exit wound as well.
It's a big knife. So I kind of like these switchblade styles where we just kind of pull that. And then we've got this little lock here. So right now it is locked. I can't push that button. All I have to do is take off the safety. Boom.
Ooh, and that's what makes it a proper switchblade and not a folding knife or a pocket knife that it comes out like that.
Yes. Okay, so this thing's got a pretty sturdy steel housing on it. So what do you think these scales are made of?
So these scales, to me, definitely a composite material. It could be an ABS.
Okay.
It's just shiny black, but it feels denser than a plastic to me, so maybe a phenolic, something like that. Definitely
so you're
good
seeing
looking.
some grain in there is why you're saying that.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of grain on the edge that you wouldn't normally see on a plastic.
Okay, and then it looks like there's a steel housing on the inside.
Steel housing on this guy with this brass finish. Great contrast, I think, right? So good contrast when you're closing it, when there's a little drama happening.
It's interesting to me that you use the bolster to close that. So you just kind of push the bolster to the side and then the blade closes. That's pretty cool.
It's a super slick motion and it's not obvious.
Yeah.
We've actually had people call and ask about that. And we're like, no, this thing on the side is a lever, press it. Oh, wow.
But I don't think there's really anything else to say about this,
I like
right?
this one. I like this one a lot.
I do too.
Very classic looking and a good size.
Yeah.
How much does it weigh?
Oh, good question.
Let's see.
What do you think it weighs?
4.7.
Okay, let me see. Oh, that's light. That's a lot lighter than I was thinking. Dang. I'm going to say 4.8.
Oh, that's a dirty trick.
Man, you guys were both off. 7.1 ounces.
Wow.
7.1. Well, less than half.
Okay.
Good deal.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and put that away.
All right.
Move on to the next one.
The next one I got is a 3-4 because
Okay.
they're identical. They're just different colors.
Okay, so right here we've got the cord-wrapped knuckles. We've got them in black, silver, and gold.
Ooh,
Nice.
we love a knuckle duster.
Ooh, they're comfortable too.
That's what the cord wrapping's for.
Yeah. Okay, so the finger diameter is probably about standard size. I'm going to guess that finger diameter is probably about 7/8 inches. No, it's about a 1-inch finger diameter, but then with the paracord, it obviously brings that in a little bit, but it's really comfortable.
And these have a similar size and shape to just the basic solid brass knuckles.
Yeah, yeah.
But they got a little bit more of an angle on the striking surface, which I think is super cool. The wrapping, a little better grip.
That little bit of wrapping really helps the palm grip.
It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, just a little more than a quarter of an inch.
Just absorb some of that shock right there.
Well, and to just give your hand some padding, right? Because otherwise it's an angle on a piece of metal.
Yeah. Oh, these are cool. These are cool.
You want the angular metal to be on the striking end, not on your hand.
So I'm noticing these things are fairly light. Is that scale still on there?
Yep.
All right, what do we have?
5.6 ounces approximately.
Okay, so these things are not going to be steel. This has to be some sort of zinc alloy.
So not steel. Yeah, probably a zinc. They're a little too heavy for aluminum, and they're not brass.
Yeah, so if they are a zinc alloy, then what is this finish? Is this electroplated?
Yeah, so they're going to electrically apply this. They dunk
Okay.
them. They dissolve a metal salt in the solution, and then they apply it with
very interesting.
an anodizing process.
Okay, gotcha. And then we've got this black one too. Ooh, that's the one I would want. I like that black. Very nice and
And
stealthy.
the black's a powder coat.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, that's that shininess to it.
Oh, gotcha. Very cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see a little
Yeah,
bit of difference
yeah.
there. All right, which one do I want to play with here? I'm going to play with the silver one.
Do the silver
Yeah.
one. So we're going to
Okay.
put a hurting on that dummy?
Let's test it out. Let's just see.
Does he owe you money?
Okay, so there's multiple ways to use knuckle dusters, as you know. Some people like to strike with them like that. Some people like to move them a little bit higher up on your fingers and swipe with them, which is technically the correct way to use them. But it kind of all depends on the size of the palm grip. So let's just test that out really quick. Let's try it with a swipe first. Oh man, you saw that wood come off. That's gonna really do some damage right there. Okay, and then let's punch with it. Okay, both are actually pretty comfortable with that paracord.
You've got a solid punch, too. I mean, even if it's a Wing Chun dummy, you've got a solid punch.
Yeah, I like these. They don't dig into my hands like some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
See, I like them, too, because they make someone like me a little bit more threatening. Normally, when I come in, I'm, get back, This adds a little, it makes me seem more serious,
On that note, check your local laws, guys.
Check your local laws.
You don't want to be carrying something around that's going to get you into trouble.
You might mean business, but the police mean business, too.
The police mean more business. Yes, yes.
So on that note, let's put these away in a safe and legal spot.
Okay.
And we'll take a look at the next item.
Okay. What do you have next for me?
Oh, this one is a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Let's take a look at it.
So that guy is called the Desert Tactical Hatchet.
Well, we're in the desert. And
We are in the desert.
And we love tactical.
Okay.
Got a pretty decent case on this guy.
Okay, so it looks like a nylon sheath.
With a belt loop.
With a belt loop, so we could hang that from the side of our body. Okay, so I guess I'd hang it on this side, left-handed or upside down. That could be kind of cool on the right side.
I think for a tactical use.
Yeah, because
reverse
that's where
grip
the
on a
snaps
tactical?
are. That's where the snaps are.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an upside down thing. That's nice.
Ooh, that's
oh,
so
I
mean
can see.
looking.
Oh, I like that too. Look at that pommel. So if you're grabbing this in reverse grip, that pommel is going to do some major damage by itself. You could slash with that, hit with the pommel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm actually digging this already. We haven't even opened it up yet.
Let's see what we're slashing with.
Okay. All right. So one thing I'm also noticing is the scales on this guy are really pretty.
Ooh, they are. Well, there's 3/4 of the houses in Phoenix are this exact color. If you've ever been to the desert.
It's like a stucco color.
Oh boy, but they've got a good deep grip. They got a good deep groove on them,
Yeah.
right? I like this texture.
So
I like
this
that
thing's
texture a lot.
clearly full tang.
full tang.
Full tang, but then it's got these ABS scales on it. But these ABS scales almost feel like a G10 just because of their texture. They're very heavy duty scales.
That's a deep pattern on them.
Yeah.
It's not just surface lines or decorative. That is a deep,
This
grippy.
is a nice axe. I'm liking this. So many reasons here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start reading them off first.
Okay.
So first off, we can see that if we hold it in forward grip, we can see that we've got this really nice jimping here. It's a very comfortable ergonomic handle. If we throw it in reverse grip, I've got an even more ergonomic grip here that's very comfortable. My thumb can sit right up here, which is very comfortable. There's also some jimping here for me.
That's how you hold that axe. That axe wants to be held that way.
I love this axe. I'm really liking it.
You can hold it the other way. That's how you're supposed to hold it.
Oh, I love this. Oh my goodness. Now this is a false edge up here.
Okay.
But I see you could use that for strikes. You could use that as a pry bar. You could use that as an icebreaker, a glass breaker. So many different purposes for it.
An edge nonetheless. An edge nonetheless.
An edge nonetheless. And then if we're holding it in forward grip, we've got this little spike on the butt of the axe. We can use that, to dig into anything. That's a really nice, sharp spike.
It's deep too.
Yeah, it's very sharp. Very sharp. Tip's sharp. And then the head of the axe is very sharp too. So this is made from a 3CR13 stainless steel, which means that it's going to be a less expensive hatchet, which I actually appreciate. But I like some of the aspects of this. Like it's got this nice texture right in the blade.
The whole stonewash finish.
Stonewash finish is great.
Fantastic.
So if we get scratches on it, they're not going to show up. One nice thing about 3CR13 is that it is fairly easy to sharpen and it is corrosion resistant.
Yeah.
And then we add that stonewash finish and it's even more corrosion resistant. So that's a nice aspect. What else can you tell me about this thing?
Let's see. The 3CR13 is super common. It's in a ton of knives because it's a good metal, right? It's a little expensive, but it's a
good metal for inexpensive knives.
Yes, exactly. Well, not everything has to be made of gold. Not everything has to be made of gold. You can just get some regular stuff once in a while and still be really cool.
That's true.
I just like the design of it. I think it's great. I think it's a good size. Some of them are too big. We had the little ones. I was trying to cut grass the other week. Too small. This is.
What about balance? Balance-wise, if we were to throw it.
Ooh, well.
Let's see. Yeah, it's not going to be the best throwing axe in the world.
I'm just trying to think of how bad I am throwing axes generally when they're really well balanced. And I don't know if I'd get
There's
this
just
one.
a couple of things that kind of bother me in the throwing aspect of this. Like my finger kind of gets hooked up on here and here a little bit. Balance seems all right, but I don't know. This wouldn't be my ideal throwing
That
axe.
pommel's going to catch you every time and it's just going to tumble.
Yeah. But really, there's not anything else to really say about this.
I think we've said a lot.
Okay. Let's go ahead and put this away. Move on to our next one.
All right.
What do you got next for us?
Up next, we got another item from Buckshot Knives.
Excellent.
And what is it called?
Okay, so Buckshot sent us a Stealth Combat Kukri.
A Kukri?
Yes.
I love a Kukri.
Yeah, they're kind of similar to like a large machete or something.
Yeah, thinner with the recurve on the blade.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
those are good. So this guy comes with a pretty decent case on this one. This is an actual wear case, not a storage case.
Yeah.
Put it right there on the side.
Absolutely.
Nice nylon strap, a little bit of structure to it. That's good. Let me pull it out. That is as Kukri gets. I love it.
So in addition to being a great farming tool, they're also a very popular weapon in certain countries like Nepal. It's got a nice finger guard too on there.
Yeah, a good finger guard, good deep one.
Oh, that's comfortable.
Yeah.
That's a really comfortable ergonomic grip. You can also see that there's a lanyard hole on there. Okay, so I'm going to guess this blade is made from some sort of stainless steel, probably a 440, possibly a 3CR13. Okay. But it's got a really nice sharp edge to it. I like the finish on it. The tip is really nice and sharp. I mean, really, this isn't a bad knife. One thing I do like about 3CR13 stainless steel is it is very easy to sharpen. Yeah. And if I'm doing outdoor work, I like to sharpen my blade afterwards.
I feel like after you get your third knife, the sharpener is purchase number 4. Like,
oh yeah.
You don't have to be too into this to have a way to sharpen knives at home.
See, in reverse. In reverse is actually not bad either. I mean, I probably wouldn't use a Kukri in reverse grip, but it's comfortable.
No, it's good. Can I see this guy?
Absolutely.
This is good. Got a nice weight to it.
How much does it weigh?
Ooh, this guy weighs 11 ounces.
11 ounces. Okay.
What did you
good
think?
Guess. I don't remember. Let's see. I'd say probably 11.1 ounces.
11.1.
13 on the dot.
Oh, okay.
13 on the dot.
So clearly I'm the winner.
Our second guesses are always better. And when I guess second, I do better as well.
How long is this blade on this guy? Okay, the sharp portion of the blade is roughly 9 inches. Overall blade length about 10, and the overall knife length is about 16.
So pretty good size.
Pretty good size.
This is pretty good size.
Yeah.
And this is one you couldn't use this in your kitchen. I'm always trying to think of a way to use any of our knives in the kitchen, but this one it would roll too much for me.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't get it against a chopping board. And it's too big to like when I'm mincing something, right? So this is tactical.
Yeah.
This is a tactical one.
Yeah,
We keep this outside.
I don't know. I like some of the stuff Buckshot's putting out because
Yeah.
it's inexpensive and it's pretty good quality. So.
And they do a range of designs.
A whole range of designs.
Yeah. So super into that.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and put those away.
All right.
What is our next one?
We got a Kukri, and we got something in a little different box right here.
Okay.
And then we know what this guy is. It's on the paper. Oh!
And our last one of the day is the Wolverine hand claws.
Oh, a hand claw.
I like hand claws sometimes.
They're so intense.
We've had some. There was one that I did a video on like 3 or 4 years ago where the first time I struck something with it, the claw just came flying off.
Well, they're decorations in a lot of cases.
They are. They're kind of wall hangers, but I don't know. This one, yeah, we'll see. Let's actually test this one to see if it'll hold up just a little bit.
No case on this guy.
No case.
You don't need a case because you're holding it in your hand like this.
Yeah.
This is, if you're bringing it with you, it's got to be like this or leave it at home.
I mean, it's an awesome cosplay idea, but you're going to get in trouble carrying that around the street.
You're going to get so much trouble. You're so much trouble.
So don't carry this around for Halloween.
You don't even have to check your local laws because this is illegal. I've checked them.
All right, so what do we have for steel on there?
Okay, so for steel on this, it is not marked.
Okay, so just again, a standard stainless steel, I'm sure.
Just a stainless steel.
With a black finish, how sharp do we have these guys? Because sometimes these claws aren't even sharp. Oh, that's actually a really nice sharp claw.
They're all pointy,
the tip is super sharp. That's nice. The other problem with these things is they always dig into my hands, right up here. So let's see. A little bit. It's digging in a little bit up there. What I like to do when I wear these claws, because I constantly wear these claws, is you throw a glove on, like a tactical glove. Then they look cool. It looks like the claw's kind of exiting your glove.
Okay.
But then they also aren't going to hurt your hand if you ever had to strike with them.
And you can drive like that too?
Yes, exactly.
Impressive.
So it looks like, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think this is welded onto this other piece of steel?
It's just going to be welded on there, and I'm going to say it's not going to be welded on real good. If I was guessing.
Let's test it though a little bit.
Test it out.
And then pack of wood scales on there, I'm guessing, right?
Yep. Good looking scales too.
Okay.
Good looking. Nice finish. Nice. Everything's nice and smooth and even.
Okay.
As costumey as these can get, these aren't too bad.
Okay, well, let's test them out. See how badly I'm going to hurt my hand here. Oof. I'm slightly worried we're going to have to get the bandage kit out like we had to with Amanda last week. Okay, all right. I'm scared. Oh, actually, that wasn't bad. Okay, now I'll strike a little bit harder. Okay. It's definitely some blood there. You can see a little bit of blood. Let's try slashing. Okay, slashing was
okay.
Okay, so you can see they kind of dig into your hand there. It's not bad. Maybe 1 or 2 stitches. One or two stitches. No, it's not bad though. I mean, like I can actually. Oh, geez, it's getting bloodier and bloodier. Yeah, we should probably stop.
That is commitment to the hand claws.
Yes, that is commitment.
So these are a costume. These are a costume accessory.
Yes.
Unless you really want to modify them into something else, but that's on you.
Yeah. I could actually see wrapping some leather around it or something like that.
Yeah, or you could bend those. You could rework it, but
the blades held up.
The blades held up.
The blades didn't fall off or anything. My hand didn't hold up.
Oh, boy.
Okay. The only other thing I should really mention is these are sold individually. So if you do want to play like some cosplay role with multiple, you got to buy multiple.
Yeah, you got to do 2.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else we really need to say about these?
How much do they weigh?
Okay, good question. Okay, I'm going to say... How much do they weigh, Amanda?
8.2 ounces.
8.2 ounces. Okay, cool. And then how long are these claws? Okay, the claws are about 5 inches. The total length is about 9 inches. So, yeah. Well, if you guys could just leave in the comments which weapon you like best this week, that would be very helpful to us. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And check out Ian and Amanda on the Karate Mart YouTube channel because they're doing a great job on there. And definitely check out Kombativ.com because we've got all sorts of new weapons on there. But until next week, stay combative. But not so combative that you're taking out a claw into the streets. That's just going to get you into trouble.